line. That's the most efficient way to brake. So get your braking done before the corner. When you release the brake and you want to enter the corner, go back into your position. Now we have a weight transfer from our standing braking position. Sit down over here. Bam, onto the front of the bike. If you're turning left, you're pointing with your left foot. So as you release the brake and you're entering the corner, your weight shifts forward onto the tank as far as possible. Pointing with the foot, and that's where you take the corner. As soon as you release the brake, you want to get back onto the throttle. You don't want to have situations where you're coasting. If you're not on the brakes, you want to be on the accelerator. Because if you're not on the brakes, there should be drive going to the rear wheel. If there's no drive going to the rear wheel and you're not on the brakes, you're not doing anything. The bike is freewheeling. So brake in a straight line before the corner, get off the brakes and onto the accelerator with the transition forward to the front of the bike, weighting the front wheel, giving you traction on the front wheel, and allowing the rear end to do whatever it likes because you are controlling the pivot point of the bike here in front. Yeah, that's basically what we'll be working on.
Maybe you should get on, Jared, and just give them that demonstration.
For the most part, it was okay. So that's what I'm talking about, being on the balls of your feet. This is the main contact point with the bike. You're not holding onto the bike by the handlebars. This is not supporting you on the bike. Your legs are supporting you on the bike. This is what's controlling the bike. The bike is moving around underneath you, and your main contact point is over here. This is where you can move around. You shift your weight around here, and you can see by what happens on the bike, you're in control via your legs. This is just here. But controlling the bike is with your knees and your weight. What happens when you move your weight forward? You load the front end. When you move your weight back, you load the rear end. So you're not steering the bike just by turning the handlebars. You're steering the bike by your weight movement to and forward and backwards on the bike. When you're entering a corner, you shift your weight as far forward as possible because you need to load the front end, you need traction on your front end, and you need to give the back end space to work behind you. If you're in control of the front of the bike, the back is going to follow, as long as you're in the right position on the front. If I am sitting in the middle of the bike and the rear end breaks traction and steps out, what happens is you've loaded the rear shock, your weight is on the rear shock, and when that bike steps out, it throws your weight around. And if you're throwing your weight around, then you get out of shape in the corner. If the further forward you sit, the less load you have on the rear shock. So anything that happens on the rear has less effect on your body weight, and so you can maintain control of the bike while the back, if it steps out, it comes out, and if you control of the front, it can step out and you can stay on the gas and it'll come back in line. Or if it's bumpy, it's not bumping you up and down because you here, the shock it's not loaded, it's got space to work on its own. So we want to work on being as forward as possible when we're cornering, and that will be the main focus for today, is cornering, because you win races in the corners, not on the straights.